The 65-year-old European Union was built on the promise of peace and prosperity. No one foresaw at the time that unemployment in Greece and Spain would later hit 25% for a sustained period, or that hard-right or hard-left political parties would emerge as mainstream actors. The new normal in Europe is economic stagnation and political unrest, which few could have predicted. Many experts say the 2008 global financial crisis is still plaguing Europe. Adriano Bossoni is an analyst with Strategic Forecasting Incorporated, a global intelligence company more commonly known as Stratfor. He spoke via Skype.
What began as a financial crisis evolved into an unemployment crisis, and the austerity measures applied by governments across the continent have created a gap between voters and the traditional elites. And that explains the emergence of Eurosceptic parties, nationalist parties, protest parties, who criticize both the austerity measures proposed by Brussels and the political parties that back them in most of these countries.
Prosperity was the glue that held Europe together. Without it, the continent is breaking up, says Bossoni. He says a key issue is the debate between using investment versus reform and austerity measures to boost Europe's failing economies.
There are countries which think that to solve the crisis, you need to spend more, to invest more, to boost growth by pumping more money into the system, which is the position held by Italy and France. But on the other side, we see countries who say, no, first you should apply structural reforms to your economy, and then you should be allowed to spend more. And that's the position held by Germany.
In fact, Europe's economy has become Germanized, according to Clyde Prestovitz, the founder and president of the Washington-based Institute for Economic Strategy.
All of Europe is being squeezed into becoming looking for export-led growth because the debt levels are so high, and the Germans are saying that and enforcing that they won't agree to finance increasing debt.
While debt and austerity measures are the dominating issues in southern Europe, immigration dominates the debates in the north, says Stratfor's Bossoni.
They are against immigration, either in the form of asylum seekers and refugees coming from Syria and African countries, or in other cases they are against immigrants coming from the former Eastern Europe, such as Poland, Romania, Bulgaria. We see this situation in Sweden, in the United Kingdom, in the Netherlands.
Europe's foundations have also been shaken by secessionist movements in Scotland and Spain. But Prestovitz says even more troubling is a possible British referendum on EU membership in 2 years' time, suggested by Prime Minister David Cameron.
A referendum in the UK could go against the EU, in which case it would be Cameron who precipitated leaving the EU. And he's the head of the mainstream, the most mainstream party in the UK.
This year, elections will be held in Greece, Britain, Spain, Poland, Denmark, Finland, Portugal, and Estonia. Most analysts agree that the outcomes of these elections could further erode the European Union's underpinnings. For VOA, Jela de Franceschi.